Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me again for another one of these. Alright, so last time I did one of these, we wrote out a little bit of an anime project, and guess what? It seems to have grown a little bit more. Alright, apparently I'm taking this thing way more seriously than I thought I was going to, but yeah, we have full-on character designs, we have episode outlines, and everything else. So waifu weed is starting to become a thing, and we'll show you a little bit of that here in just a second. But in case you haven't noticed, I am live on a Saturday. Well, I'm calling it morning. It's actually more afternoon where I am right now, but we'll ignore that because I only woke up just a couple hours ago. So it's Saturday morning for me, god damn it. Alright. And the classic Saturday morning tradition is you hop right up and you get in front of the TV and you chill out with some cartoons. So, yeah, Valent's got the right idea. Saturday, 1 o'clock, yeah, about-ish, yeah. But it's morning to me in my heart, god damn it. Alright, and yes, I am still calling it that. Alright. So yeah, Saturday morning, you wake up, you grab your bowl of cereal, you rush down, and you plop your ass in front of the TV, and you throw on some cartoons. And I got some to show you all. And you might be freaking out a little bit, or like, oh, how are you gonna air Saturday morning cartoons on your stream? Nah, don't worry, I got a workaround for this. AI technology to the motherfucking rescue. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a bit, because Twitch is starting to get weird. Twitch already kind of got weird with all the VTubers blowing up and pretty much taking over, and now we have something to replace all the VTubers. So as weird and interesting as shit's getting right now, it's a little bit scary too. And we can get into the whole AI procedurally generated discussion in like the weird moral ground that is in. But yeah, like I'll show you what I mean here in just a bit. But first, all right. Thank you, background music. Okay. Oh, wait, no, I'm showing it too soon. Ha ha ha. Yeah, we got some anime lined up. We got some anime. We got some Star Trek. We'll get into this later. And then, like you gotta have a sitcom right there. It can't be all cartoons all the time. All right. But anyway, I'm not ready to show you that yet. Instead, yeah, let's go ahead and get into to the progression here with all right, waifu weed, how I got super placed and was isekai'd into an anime bud farm, the animation. Alright, so we're still working with some rough character outlines that you saw me write out last time, but here we go. We got our main character, your Stanum anime harem protag, typical stoner. I'm still gonna fuck around with his design a little bit, because I was thinking a little bit more stereotypical with him, but that may change. Alright. But yeah, he's gonna undergo his character development arc, as the story unfolds. But he's gonna start out, low-key horny all the time, because he's gonna be surrounded by these characters. Alright, and yeah, as our harem characters have full-on names now, except for the main character. We're still gonna come up with something for him. Alright. But yeah, we got Hazel Miller, the lady in charge of the whole operation. She's the one who owns the farm. Yeah, parents were the ones who started the family business by like selling weed out of the house. But eventually they started growing enough plants that they like were able to buy a whole ass farm. And so when they pass out of the picture, they hand the business over to her. But I'm going to imagine that because she kind of like low-key objected to her parents quote-unquote lifestyle, that her rebellious streak was her like maybe like running off to college to take business courses, thinking that she was going to get into like corporate America, become like CEO at some like fancy Fortune 500 company or some shit. But instead her parents basically retire and hand over the entire like weed business to her. But with things being what they are, weed business is like legitimately corporate cannabis is now an actual thing. you know, whether it's is in this fictional story or in real life. You know, we can all think of like, you know, how much money there is, you know, just in the cannabis trade. You know, so, you know, getting into that as a legitimate business and making it mainstream, yeah, that's not a crazy idea. And so that's going to be Hazel's whole deal. You know, she inherited, you know, her stoner parents, you know, pot farm, and now she's trying to like actually make it a thing. Then you have her assistant, like, you know, you need an accountant and somebody to manage all of the paperwork and taxes and payroll and everything out. That's going to be your girl Abigail Reagan. All right, I sold Reagan from Nancy. Yeah, like Hazel. Yeah, you see, there are weed puns here. Every character has like a little punny name because Reagan here, I stole it straight from Nancy. Just say no, and that's going to be kind of like her backstory too. So, you know, Abigail, you know, grew up very good Christian girl, you know, was always scared to death of, you know, like junkies and, you know, like movies and TV shows and things like that. You know, believed all the hype about gateway drugs, you know, like, you know, you take one puff of weed and then a week later you're like strung out on heroin, homeless, and like, you know, sucking dick for crack or whatever. Yeah, so all the like anti-pop PSAs, you know, here's your brain on drugs kind of shit, you know, all of that. You know, I learned it from watching you, Dad, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, she was way into all of that as a kid, you know, like had a deep impacting effect on her. But, you know, while, you know, she's at college, you know, trying to get her fucking business degree, that's when she runs to our girl Hazel. You know, they share a couple classes together. You know, Hazel's still on her rebellious streak, so, like, all right, she may, like, occasionally still light up at parties and shit, but she's not really smoking, you know, on the regular, yeah, that kind of thing. Or she's, like, very low-key about it, you know, doesn't want it to be like, you know, her whole personality, you know, like it is for some potheads. So, you know, she meets up with Abigail, and as far as Abigail knows, like, you know, Hazel's on the straight and narrow too, you know, but Abigail's got some of her own skeletons in the closet to deal with, and like, and I do mean closet, because, you know, Abigail's going to go on her own like little fucking character development arc too. You know, because she may have, you know, feelings for Hazel that she doesn't fully understand yet, and like as the, you know, the story goes on, she's gonna figure those out. All right, but then we have, all right, so and now obviously with where I'm feeling here about Abigail and Hazel, they're not going to be romanceable options for our main character. You know, they're going to have their own arc. You know, we're going to get these two together eventually. So now we do need the one character that our main character can go after, but I'm gonna make her like tsundere as fuck, you know, right? So this is not gonna be like, you know, she falls in love immediately. Again, our main character is gonna have to go through some shit, and before Aurora's gonna give him the fucking time of day. All right, because Aurora's story kind of mirrors Hazel's to a degree, you know. As a matter of fact, we're going to do, like, you know, maybe some flashback scenes where, you know, Aurora's parents are buying, you know, from Hazel's parents, you know, because again, you know, Hazel's parents had, like, you know, the pot dealing business out at home. Now, Aurora's parents were just fucking burnouts. Like, you know, they don't eventually, you know, start a farm or a business or anything. Like, they're just fucking burnouts, you know. So again, this is where, like, Hazel goes, or Aurora goes on her rebellious streak, but she's not about it. But you know, she does still, you know, enjoy actually smoking from time to time too. But you know, maybe she, you know, does a lot of, you know, edibles, you know, vaporizers, you know, oil kit shit, because, you know, she grew up, you know, smelling like, you know, her parents smoking like, you know, shitty swag skunky weed, you know, all the fucking time. You know, and like it does have a, you know, an odor to it, like, not gonna lie. You know, like, bad weed can smell really fucking loud. Alright, and then we get into our girl Sage. Oh my god. Alright, so Sage is becoming my favorite character. Just straight up gonna lie. I love writing for Sage. Alright, so Sages are like kind of, you know, short stack lolly character. You gotta have one, you know, for like every, you know, quote unquote harem anime. that you have out there. It's just part of the tropes, and you gotta work with the fucking format you're working in here. But again, people are going to maybe assume that I'm trying to go not tsundere but yandere with Sage. But again, yandere still implies that there's some attraction there. Sage doesn't give a fuck about anybody except her plans. Sage is just in this because she just loves the fucking process. She loves the product that results of it, and she loves the process getting there too. So she's the one that's way into all the like back end shit, for like buying lights and growing the actual plants and getting into all the nutrients and pH levels and hydroponics and all of that shit too. And it's through Sage that we can actually investigate some like actual real world process here. What does working at a bud farm like actually look like? What's all the shit that goes into it? Like you can't just like in theory, yes, you can just kind of germinate some seeds, throw them into a clay pot with some fucking Miracle Grow, and whatever happens. But if you're running an actual farm where like you need to be trimming buds and selling them on the regular, making sure that like your plants in order that are capable of doing that all the fucking time, is a thing, and so this is where our girl Sage comes in. Yeah, exactly. And now here's our character design. So, when I went through all my fucking Gremlin crew here, thinking about, okay, well, I have a lot of artist friends, but out of all of them, which one has the most like stereotypical anime design? And that was my homie Galactic Pink Wolves. So when I decided, like, I want to see what these characters actually look like, Pinkles was the one I went to, and goddamn, she fucking delivered. Because, I threw out some references, again, when I was writing these characters out, I could kind of see them in my head already. I just needed to see it on paper. So, you notice with all of these characters here, we have our fashion fit design here. I'm thinking about what they kind of look like and trying to describe it as best as I can. But the loose fitting shirts, kind of always in pajamas all the time. We missed out on the headphones, and so we will get later on, Sage, like rocking out with the headphones around her neck or on her head. But lots of shorts, sandals, sweatpants. I was thinking like maybe yoga pants or yoga shorts, just like super comfy all the time. You can wear it for hours and not even think about it, because you're busy worried about other shit. You got to make sure all the plants are watered. You got to make sure they're getting the proper amount of light. We're going to try, cross-beat rating this, sativa strain with this, indica strain, for a killer hybrid. We got to press a whole bunch of bud and make a whole bunch of oil, for the cartridges. We got to start making some wax, that kind of shit. Sage is the one that's in charge of all of that. Like Hazel knows how to do it too. She is the one in the company too. So I do want to eventually have a moment where we have like, Hazel and Sage in the lab, like working on shit, talking numbers and, all that kind of stuff. I do want to have that moment. We're eventually going to pair all of these characters off at some point. We're going to have scenes where, we pick, random two, throw them in the same room, and now how are they going to interact? So that's something else I have in mind as well. Because we are, like starting to outline, actual episodes and shit. So you saw me type some of this up last time, but it kind of fleshed it out a little bit more here and there. But we have, all right, how do we get here? And I still am very much in love with my, like, first person real world POV shot here to kind of, get us in there. Because the whole premise is, what if a dude takes a bong hit so fucking hard and, he wakes up in an anime? That's how the whole thing starts. So I want to be able to do that from like, your POV kind of thing, first person cam style. But we have Hazel picking up our main character and Aurora, first time, first day on the job kind of things. you gotta meet with the boss, you gotta introduce, Abigail, because, you gotta get all of your fucking, paperwork signed for your, like, your W-2s and your payroll, and, need copies of your ID, that kind of shit. But of course, Abigail was too fucking busy to do it just right then and there, so we gotta kind of hand wave that away, Okay. And then, here's where you establish, here's where waifu weed comes from, because it was Sage's idea to start slapping anime waifus on all the packages, and that's what helps distinguish them from the competition. You commission a whole bunch of, like, really good artists to, draw you cute anime girls, to put on all of your packages. And then you have the crunch time episode is one I'm really excited about. So one of the local dispensaries needs a much bigger order than usual, so everybody's kind of got like band together. Here's where you're going to get a lot of that, pairing off. Like there are two characters in a room at the same time, because they're all trying to achieve one collective goal of making sure that this giant fucking order is met. They do have enough plant material to get it done. It's just a matter of harvesting it all and getting it all packaged and, out the door and on the truck on time. And then, the beach episode, or in my case, this is going to be the big local cannabis conference episode, which is a thing that I know, like, actually happens. You have, these occasions where, like, the same, giant hotel lobby that, was, hosting an anime conference last week. All right, well, now we have all of our fucking companies coming together, whether they're selling, their plants or bongs or, different, books on how to grow, or the materials in which to grow, that type of shit. All of these guys are getting together, making business deals in conference rooms and shit like that. Because they're all part of the same economy. So, our team gets to go to one of these. I love the idea of, like, how we, finally, resolve everybody's, romantic arcs. So, we get, Abigail and Hazel in the same room together. We get main character and Aurora in the same room together. But Sage gets to fuck off into, like, and rents out the entire penthouse suite to herself. So it can just, be her and, like, the giant fucking stash that she grew for herself, and she just gets to, like, lounge out with some, badass room service, some, like, 4-star meals delivered straight to the door kind of shit. All right. So, there we go. And that's where we're at with that. So we got our design for Sage already done, pretty much ready to go. So here's a girl. And then, we're working on Hazel's design next. So we're going to be seeing that pretty soon. So that's how my cartoon is going. And this is what my, like, little new side project has become. And the thing that I'm putting, like, all of my energy into. But, when I'm not doing this, chilling out, watching this whole new fucking weird thing that's happening on Twitch now. So I promised y'all some Saturday morning cartoons. So here we go. Let's get into the fucking show proper. Alright. So check this shit out. Alright. So we just got done talking about some anime. Let's watch some anime. Alright, how about this shit, huh?
I think it's fine the way it is. Not everything needs to be exaggerated for effect.
Blasphemy! We must always strive for maximum drama and excitement.
Oh, I know. Maybe we could have the protagonist be a demon hunter or a magical girl.
Sure, as long as they don't get in the way of the story's actual plot.
But without the power of imagination, how can we truly appreciate the horror that lurks in the shadows?
Aw, come on, Yaki, why do you have to be such a buzzkill?
Because someone has to be the voice of reason around here.
Yaki, you always know how to keep us grounded. But don't worry, we'll still find a way to make your story even more
Okay, so
thrilling.
this is going to be a weird way
That's
to
right.
introduce this one,
We'll
because
make it the
apparently
spookiest,
it's
most
already
fantastic
broken.
story ever.
Or at
I
least
give up.
this round of it
You
is.
two are hopeless.
One thing that we'll notice
Always
happening here.
break time.
Okay, so
Hey guys, I found the perfect horror movie for us to watch tonight.
Ooh, I love horror movies. They're so scary, but also super fun.
Wait!
okay,
wait!
good, it's fixed.
Horror
All right.
movies? But what if the ghosts follow us back to our school and haunt us forever?
Yeah, so apparently
that's
we
not
are
how horror movies
AI generating entire
Just
fucking
relax
shows
and
now.
enjoy the
This is a
scares.
thing that's happening on
Yeah,
Twitch.
Verinia, don't be such
Yeah,
a scaredy
so
cat.
yeah, some
Hey, I'm not a
Chat
scaredy
GPT bot is
I just
somewhere. It
have an
was just
overactive
kind of like
imagination.
fed a whole
Well,
bunch of
good thing we
like
have plenty of snacks
anime
to distract you during the
archetypes,
scary
you
parts.
and was told to
I
kind of
brought these adorable
procedurally
little
generate these scenes with these 3 characters over and over again.
ghost-shaped cookies.
And we're
Wow,
using
Suki,
some
those are so
Vroid
kawaii.
and some
I brought some
3D
chips and soda,
software
but I guess they're not as
to
cute.
create the
It's
scenes
okay,
for these
Verinia.
characters to interact in.
We'll forgive you for not being
Yeah,
as
and
stylish
in
as
this
Suki.
particular show, as you can
And
see
no,
here,
it's not about being
there are
stylish.
still some actual
It's
chat
about being
redeems
fun
that
and
can
cute,
happen.
right?
So because
Of
this is all
course,
Vroid
Suki.
happening on the
You're
background,
always the cutest one of us.
you can still
Hey,
have the
can
same
we
kind
start
of
the
like
movie now?
VTuber
I'm scared,
interactions
but also kind
with
of
these
excited.
characters that you
Don't
can
worry,
with like a
Verinia.
regular VTuber.
We'll protect
Yeah,
you.
so this is kind
All
of
right,
like
get ready for
hitting
some
on
serious
both
scares,
sides.
guys.
So we got our
That was so
randomly
scary,
AI
but also really
generated,
fun. Can we do this again sometime?
scripting,
Definitely.
voice acted by
Yeah,
some
but can we do it earlier in
TTS,
the day next time?
with all your fun
I need
VTuber
my beauty
redeems,
sleep.
and the shit just
Always break
runs,
time.
for like,
Hey, guys!
as long as it can.
Have you thought about the theme for
Yeah,
the
as you
cultural
can see here,
festival?
this one's already been going
I
for
have.
about 18
How about a
hours.
cute cafe with
I'm
kawaii
going to
desserts
guess
and
they
candies?
probably had to
But we
reboot
need
it
something more epic, like a
once or
fantasy battle with
twice.
swords and magic.
Yeah, or maybe like
Actually,
screen
I was thinking
crashed,
something darker,
or like,
like a
the
haunted house with
broadcast,
twists and
just kind
turns
of cut
that will
out.
scare people.
Because I'm gonna guess this has been
What?
running for
Yaki, have you
more
not listened to
than
a single word of
a
my epic
couple
plans?
of days now.
Ooh,
When I
I'd love to dress up
only
as a
got
ghost
18
and scare
hours on this
people.
latest count.
See, Suki
Yeah,
agrees with
and
me.
it just does
Plus,
this
I think our school
24/7.
can
You got these
definitely
3
use a little bit of
characters,
darkness.
going through these
I don't know.
random
I think
scenes
people will want
over and
something more
over and
exciting,
over
like a
again.
fantasy-themed festival.
Now, what's going to be
Don't
interesting
worry,
to see
Verinia.
if
We can still make it exciting with
ChatGPT,
cute
or
fantasy characters
these
and decorations.
AI-generated things,
And we can have
can
theme scares
eventually
in the
become
haunted house.
recursive, where
Fine,
they just
maybe
kind
we can
of
combine our
learn
ideas to have a
from
cute but
running
slightly scary
each one of
fantasy
these
theme.
over and over again, so
Yes.
it can actually
It'll be the perfect
improve.
festival for everyone.
Yeah, or
And I'll make sure to decorate
if,
the haunted house
the
with some of
AI
my
can
creepy
also kind of
dolls.
handle,
Maybe not too
generating
creepy.
the scenes
Yaki.
as well,
going
using
to
the
be a great
backgrounds and the
festival.
VTuber
Guys.
models and everything else. Just like I said, we got a couple of random sequences here where they're just kind of like walking down the hallway,
Always break
or
time.
we see the one where they're sitting in
A
the
pet cafe?
classroom. Yeah, okay, so
That sounds
we're in the
amazing.
classroom. Like it'll
Right?
switch to this scene
It'll be so
on
much fun
occasion.
to have cute
Yeah,
little
we got them
animals
walking
running
between
around and
classes
playing
down
with
the
us.
hallways. We got them
I
in the
don't know about
cafeteria.
that. It could be a
and
nightmare
I
dealing
guess,
with noisy pets all
part
day.
of what the AI does
We
is
could have
pick,
bunnies and
the
puppies and
best setting
kittens.
for,
Oh,
the
and
particular
hamsters.
scenario that it's
Yes.
running.
And maybe even some exotic pets like snakes or lizards.
Snakes? Are you kidding me? No way. That's definitely a bad idea.
I'll take care of the bunnies and puppies. And you can take the exotic pets, Suki.
Got it. We'll make sure our customers have the best pet cafe experience ever.
Fine, I'll handle the paperwork and finances. But let's make sure we have a plan in case any of the pets misbehave.
Oh, I can just picture it now. A room full of cute and cuddly animals surrounded by tasty snacks and drinks.
It's going to be so popular. We'll have a line out the door every day.
Well, I guess I can't argue with that. Let's just hope we don't regret this decision later on.
I can't wait to open our pet cafe. It's going to be so much fun.
Always break time.
Look at my new bows, everyone.
Okay, so there we go.
Aren't
We
they
got
so
some
cute?
little bit of anime here.
Let's see if they match my wristbands.
But another one that I found that I'm particularly excited about is we have just procedurally generated
Is that a
Star Trek
space
now.
probe?
Indeed it is.
Continuing long-range clapping.
I don't believe it. It's a bunch of winglings.
Their intentions are unknown, Captain.
Captain's log stardate 2444.81. We have encountered a strange alien species in this sector of space who we believe is from the planet Gorgon. Upon first contact, we were quite surprised to find that these aliens communicate by performing stand-up comedy routines. Although it was amusing for our crew members, I can't help but wonder if their jokes are as intelligent and advanced as their technology.
Now, obviously, we're playing this for laughs, but we're definitely using all of your classic Star Trek tropes here. So we got Captain James T. Steele, And he wears the blue tunic instead of the yellow one.
How may I help you,
Anyway,
Captain
we gotta have a
Steel?
robot because of course
Can
you
you
gotta
find
have a
me a new
robot.
pet?
It's a sci-fi show. How the fuck do
Something
you
with
not have a
intelligence
robot?
and some
So I'm
personality.
very happy about robot
Preferably
representation
something
in
that
here.
speaks English. It's always more fun to interact that way.
Certainly, sir. We have several species available for
Yeah,
consideration.
but robot in
Will the
this
animal
show
be kept on
definitely
board
comes
or
off a little bit
transported off ship upon
more.
acquisition?
Let me see.
Let's keep it here on the
Marvin the
ship. I
paranoid
don't want any
android
extra
from
paperwork
Hitchhiker's
for leaving
Guide,
orbit just yet.
as opposed to like a
Robot,
commander's
understood,
data.
Captain. Right now we have an intelligent Dorenji fox. They are incredibly smart and make wonderful companionship animals as well as functioning quite admirably in security roles.
Captain, I think you'd better take a look
And
at
then we
this.
have our doctor
Fascinating.
and
Scott,
Scott
meet my
instead
new
of
pet.
Spock.
What do you think?
Which
Now
I've
this is
seen
the
used
stuff of
numerous
dreams.
times,
Muttering,
for
I
Star
knew he
Trek
was headed
parodies
for
and
trouble.
shit like that. So, and I love how like every scene here, it starts with them just kind of
Damn
like
it,
storming
man.
onto the bridge here.
Scop to warp speed 9.
I'm sorry, sir, but that just isn't possible without blowing up the entire ship in a
We got,
blaze of glory.
McScotty here with
No,
just
not like this.
out of
My 5-year
out of
mission ends
control
here today.
alien design.
Hold on, Captain. I may have found something else. Warp factor 10.
Now wait just 1 minute. You want us all to die so suddenly. What kind of craziness is that?
Surely not, Captain. Surely there must be another way.
Well, then let's find out.
I love the
Engage.
ensign. That's like incredibly
out of cloak
old
now.
man.
Shields up.
What the hell was that for?
Damn it, Scop. You almost
So like
killed
having
us
a
all.
private in the army,
sorry, Captain.
that's like
It appears
60
that there
years
is no
old.
other way. We will have to go through the portal Archimedes has opened.
Oh, yeah, and their ship is the Archimedes
Son of a bitch.
instead of the
I
Enterprise.
will set the course to prepare us for warp factor 10. All hands, brace yourselves.
As far as Twitch integration goes, we don't really have anything that you can do in the way of redeem, so you can't interact
Could
with
you
the show
explain the
like the way you can
diagnosis,
with the
Doctor?
anime.
The patient is
but,
suffering from a mild case
at
of
the same
hypoxia.
time,
I'm
it's
treating it
just-
with oxygen therapy
most
and
people who
expect
are
full
watching
recovery
these,
within 2 days.
probably just do the
But
same
what's
thing I
really
did
wrong with
last
him?
night. Just put this shit
Well,
on just to fall asleep
Pauses.
to.
It appears that he has an
You
underlying
don't really need to
genetic
pay
disorder that
attention
could be
to
causing
what's
the
going
symptoms
on,
we're seeing here.
because again,
However,
the
there is
scene's
no
just
way
going
to
to reset in
definitively
like 2-3
determine
minutes
this
anyway,
without further
and
testing.
nothing's coherent.
Then
There
why
is
tell
no
us the
like
patient is
story
suffering
arc
from
happening
hypoxia?
here. It's just
To
running
prevent
through
any
these
further
like little
panic
5-10
and to give
minute
him as much
bits
support
over and
as
over again.
possible.
But
I see.
for as
Thank
much
you for
Star
your
Trek shit that
explanation,
it pulls,
Doctor.
like it is very intentionally
Of
trying to
course,
interject
Scott.
comedy as well, like you
Mr.
saw with
Scott,
the
I'm
captain's
going to
log
speak
there.
with the
Yeah, the captain's log will always have something about stand-up comedy, included in it somehow, or like somebody's very intentionally trying to be funny, maybe not necessarily succeeding, but they're definitely trying to be funny, and which is a lot could be said about the whole concept itself. Because again, like it's all still very, very much played intentionally. But
I'm
you
so
will
stuck
occasionally
inside a
see,
turbolift with an alien
where this
being
one
that none
breaks
of
a
us
lot
can
of times
identify.
because
Surprising
as the
nobody,
TTS
his
is
annoyance has
reading
been
out the
replaced with
dialogue,
joy as he hosts
you'll
what looks
have
like
like
it
the
may
whole
become an
like
intergalactic party.
bracketed actions included in as well that
This
get
is
read
deep
out
thoughts
loud.
from Robot.
Oh, okay.
It's always a good idea to go cross-eyed while mowing your lawn.
Yeah, I love the random non sequitur thoughts from Robot as well. And it's a bit that's included in as well. So we always got
When will
one.
the pizza be here?
Right away. It should be here in about 10 to 15 minutes. In that case, we can just chat for a little bit until it arrives. I hear there have been some interesting changes happening around town recently. Anything you've noticed or heard of lately?
Wait, hold on.
Yes, indeed. Word on the street is that a new Star
okay,
Trek
here we
themed
go.
restaurant has opened up right down the block from us. Some of my friends who visited say they offer an amazing intergalactic experience with food and decorations straight out of one of their episodes. It sounds
Take it
pretty
easy,
neat.
Valen. Thanks for stopping by.
That does sound fun. Any chance we could visit while our pizza?
Beam me up, McScotty.
Ha ha, I'm only kidding, of course. No need to get all excited. We'll just have to wait and see if they're worth the trip when we do finally make it down that way.
Interesting discussion.
Excellent pizza. Thank you.
You're welcome, Captain. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you. I look forward to future conversations.
Yeah, see, this one gets a little unhinged from time to time, which is a very good segue into the next one of these that I want to show you.
Steele, I'm detecting a
Because
strange
this one
subspace
gets
anomaly.
very unhinged.
Well, that's perplexing and
All right, so you all know the steamed ham bits from The Simpsons, right? Like steamed hams has kind of become like a whole thing, outside of The Simpsons. It has this whole internet persona that kind of exists beyond what it originally started as. And now we have AI generally, wait, language, I speak it. All right, so yeah, AI procedurally generated steamed hams. Any minute. Here we go.
Welcome, Superintendent Chalmers. Please come in.
Thank you, Principal Skinner.
Can I offer you something to drink while you wait?
Yes, I'd love a cup of coffee if you have it.
Certainly. I have a pot of fresh brewed coffee ready. Would you like cream or sugar? I can't believe I burned the chiastophyllum. What a waste of time, money, and effort. I should have paid more attention to what I was doing. Now I'll have to start all over again. Oh, well, I'll just have to be more careful next time. I can't let this happen again. Think I see some Elaeagnus bushes outside the window. If I go out and collect some branches, I should be able to replace the burnt chiastophyllum. I just need to get some tools and a bag to collect them in. I'll need a saw and a gardening shovel to do this job. I can probably find them in the shed. Then I'll need to get a bag and head outside to collect the branches. Let's do this. All right, time to go outside and get the job done. I can do this.
What is going on here? The kitchen is full of smoke. What are you doing and why?
Oh, nothing much. Just steaming some chiastophyllum. It's a special vegetable. Takes a bit of work. You know how it is.
Oh, no, you don't. I know exactly what you're up to. You're trying to cover up the fact that the kitchen is on fire. Now put it out before it gets any worse.
Yes, sir.
Skinner, why have you given us Elaeagnus instead of chiastophyllum?
I was trying to give you something different for a change. Elaeagnus has a unique taste and texture that I thought you would appreciate. Plus, I heard it was all the rage with the younger crowd.
I'm not sure I believe you, Skinner. Please explain exactly why we have Elaeagnus instead of chiastophyllum.
I actually found a rare exotic variety of Elaeagnus growing in a secret garden that I stumbled upon. I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. I wanted to surprise you with something special.
Skinner, I'm not going to accept your story. Please tell me the truth. Skinner, I can see that the kitchen is on fire. We need to call the fire department.
That's impossible. This is a haunted house. You must be seeing things.
No, Skinner, I'm seeing smoke and fire. We need to get out of here and call the fire department.
I'm telling you, it's the ghosts. Don't you see the spooky lights and figures? We don't need to call the fire department. It's just a haunted house.
I don't care if it is a haunted house. It's on fire, and we need to get out and call the fire department immediately. Well, that's quite something. I think I'll take my leave now. Thank you for lunch, Skinner.
You're most welcome. Have a pleasant day.
You too.
Oh, don't mind the house. It's just a bit haunted, that's all. Nothing to worry about.
If you say so.
Superintendent Chalmers. Welcome. Come in. Come in. The Cape Verde is still cooking, but it'll be ready soon, I promise.
Hello. Hello. Principal Skinner, thank you for the invitation. It smells delicious in here. What kind of dish is it?
Cape Verde, traditional Portuguese stew. You'll love it. It's made with a variety of vegetables, beans, and smoked meats.
Sounds wonderful. I'm excited to try it.
Good. Have a seat and I'll put the finishing touches on it. How could I have been so careless? Now I have ruined one of my favorite dishes. What a waste. I have to be more careful in the future. No more burned food. And I have to make sure I pay more attention when I'm cooking. Oh, great. I think I can make something out of these scraps of cloth and some of that Calum polo I bought recently. Now all I need to do is figure out how to stitch it all together. Maybe I could do a patchwork pattern. That would be pretty cool. I think I can manage that. Let's give it a shot. Okay, time to get to work. Let's see what kind of pattern I can come up with. Maybe a checkerboard design. I think that would look really nice. Now to start stitching. All right, I got it. This looks really good. Now to get it finished up and onto the cape.
What are you doing, Skinner? Why is the kitchen full of smoke?
It's not smoke, it's steam. I'm making steamed Cape Verde. It's an old family recipe and it takes a while to make.
There's obviously something wrong here and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Now tell me the truth. Is there a fire in the kitchen?
No, I swear there isn't. That's just the steam from the steamed Cape Verde.
What is this? This isn't the food I ordered.
Actually, it's a rare delicacy from the island of Kalampolo. It's a traditional dish that's believed to bring good luck. That's why I decided to get it for you instead.
I asked for Cape Verde, not Kalampolo. Where did you get this?
Well, I had a craving for something different, so I asked the chef to surprise me. He came up with this exquisite dish and I thought you would enjoy it too.
But why did you make the switch without asking me first? What's going on here? This smoke looks a lot like a fire.
No, don't worry. It's just a geomagnetic storm. Nothing to be worried about.
I like to see it for myself, can I?
No, I'm afraid not. It's not safe.
But I can smell the smoke. Can't you see it? Hey, what's going on here? Is everything okay?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's just a geomagnetic storm. Nothing to be concerned about. Thanks for coming by for lunch. I'll see you later.
Okay. Well, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, what about the fire?
And so yeah,
Welcome,
this just
Superintendent
keeps going
Chalmers.
on and
Come
on
in,
forever.
Make yourself comfortable.
And like, you know,
Thank
the
you,
menu is
Principal
always
Skinner.
slightly different each
Nice.
time. You know, the interactions are always slightly different each time. You know, the mythical thing that it was originally Aurora Borealis, you know, gets switched up slightly different each time. And the way that you see this one break, you know, every once in a while is that voices will just randomly change. You know, from what I'm seeing here, it's not a Twitch redeem that you can, redeem with channel points. You know, it just automatically happens. Or sometimes, you know, Skinner will talk in like this, like weird Valley Girl voice, you know, or both Skinner and Chalmers will just suddenly go like deep Southern for some reason. And then, yeah, Skinner talking himself through, you know, how to replace the ruined meal is always slightly different, but usually includes like harvesting like plants from around the neighborhood to create these like weirdly specific, you know, like European or Mediterranean meals. Yeah, so again, like how we go from like a burnt ham to hamburgers, you know, and now all of a sudden it becomes like these very weird and super specific regional dishes. Yeah, and again, like usually involving like, plants or fruits that you can gather from like local trees or gardens, on the fly. Running across the street to Krusty Burger is no longer an option. Yeah, but then the banter between like, Skinner and Chalmers about like some weird new regional expression, always plays out slightly different. Yeah, and again, this just runs for hours. Yeah, as you can see here, this one's already been going for 45 hours now. So like it's in a couple of days. Then this thing has been, we're almost coming up on like 2 solid days. That this like AI generally procedurally generated script has just kind of been running and running and running. And again, I don't know if there's any kind of like recursion happening here where it's supposed to be like learning and perfecting the dialogue, as it goes. I don't know if it's like, growing in any kind of way, but it's not hard to kind of like assume that it might be, it'll figure out, shit. Well, and see, that's part of the stuff that goes through my head as I watch these, is like trying to figure out like, is this supposed to be learning or growing in any way? Is it supposed to be getting better at doing this the more that it does it, or were you eventually going to like culminate in a week here where like, this computer has figured out like the perfect steamed hams bit, I don't know. So like more to be seen as we go. All right. So for our Saturday morning theme here, we've kind of been trying to focus mostly on just cartoons, so we've had some anime, we've had a little bit of animated Star Trek here, and, we got our Simpsons, but now we're just going to go straight up, quote unquote, live action sitcom. So again, obviously, still, oh shit, got hit with the ads. Oh no. All right, well, I can take the TV off the screen here while these ads run. And so apparently I just let this shit sit too long. Oh wait, no, okay, we're good. Okay, so this was one of the first one of these that I heard of. Procedurally generated AI Seinfeld. Called Watch Me Forever.
Relax, Kel. It's not like you're walking the runway at Paris Fashion Week or anything.
True. But hey, speaking of fashion disasters, Manfred, what's with that thing on your head?
Ah yes, my latest invention. It's called the Headband Handy Holder. It holds all my essential items in one convenient place.
You mean it's like a fanny pack for your head?
Precisely.
Manfred, once again you've outdone yourself in the weird department.
Thank you. I take pride in my uniqueness.
Well, that sure is one way to never misplace your keys again. Although, I'm not sure if it's worth the constant headache and looking like an extra from an alien movie.
And again, you got the scene switch here. So now we're gonna all hang out at the
I
diner.
was thinking about how funny it is that people get so attached to their cars. I mean, they're just hunks of metal that get you from point A to point B, right? And then, wouldn't it be hilarious if someone were to date their car? They'd take it out on romantic drives and buy it little gifts like fuzzy dice. I might even write that into my next script.
That's great,
And
Leo.
again, just like
but did you
Seinfeld
remember
here,
to
we
pay
got
our
our
rent
lead
this month?
character is the scriptwriter.
It's already 3 days
So
late.
again, it's not intentionally trying to mimic, Seinfeld one-to-one, like obviously, but it's using a lot of the same
I
setups, a
forgot
lot of
all
the same
about that.
tropes.
I was
Kind of
too
like with
busy
your
thinking about
anime
the
or with your
nuances of
Star
car dating.
Trek. It's not,
Leo,
intentionally
sometimes I think you
trying
live in
to
your own
mimic,
little world and
the
forget there are actual
original
consequences to
idea,
things.
one-to-one. It's just kind of using it as a
Meanwhile, I'm out here
foundation,
constantly
to
worrying
run
if
these
my
weird
boss noticed
scenarios
that my
on.
shoes didn't match my belt today. What if he thinks I'm sloppy and fires me? Then we'd both be homeless.
Yeah, see, and then we got
Kelly,
the female friend
relax.
here.
Your boss probably has better things to do than judge your fashion choices.
Yeah, well, maybe he should
I
focus.
love how this one like also includes the canned laughter, like very, very amusing. So yeah, and like I said, it was just kind of weird that I tended to discover these all around the same time. Yeah, it's, like I said, I think I found this one first and it just kind of, showed up randomly in the recommended. I guess because, like I follow, I'm going to guess a lot of this all kind of started with Neurosama. And again, if you know anything about VTubers and, or AI, then yeah, you know where they intersect with Neurosama, which is, I guess, something I could kind of pull up and show you right here. All right, hold on. Let me take the TV off the screen one more time while I, pull up my stuff. Okay. So, in case you've been living underneath a rock, right, for the past couple of days, while also trying to exist in the VTuber space, then yeah, you may not, then, I guess you may not have necessarily heard of Neurosama. So, we have a AI generally I don't know why I struggle with that phrase. Procedurally generated VTuber now. Yeah, so again, with all the same, like, VTuber tropes. So we're gonna park our, like little live 2D model here in the middle of the screen. And here we go. We got our chat window. All right, let's get the model up. There we go.
I don't have a body. I can't do a flip. Well, I think it would have to be the time he told me I was cute. My model can't do a flip. Do you think I'd look cute if I did anyway? I love the song made by Kinetic. I love all the songs she has created.
And seeing this one kind of out ahead of the others because Neurosama does actually interact with chat. Like you can see.
I don't think I'd ever look good doing
in
a
real
flip.
time, the AI is like picking random things out of the chat box here, to respond to or interact with.
2. 3.
Let's scroll ahead a little bit. Okay, so this one is one of her just chatting streams.
5.
So let me see here. Oh, she does have it. Okay, and then here we go. Yeah, so
opportunity for it. So
we have a lot of these interactions. So yeah, the turtle on the screen here is a little, is a little avatar for Vidal. The dude. This is the guy who's behind all of the script and the AI and everything. So Vidal kind of came up with a way to run this GPT powered chatbot with the Live 2D model while having a separate AI playing game on screen. So there we go. We have, so in order for Neurosama to happen properly, you have these two separate entities.
Pokemon would you marry?
Where one is playing
I'd
the
marry
game
a Chatot
on
if I
screen,
could.
and then you have your chatbot down here in the corner interacting with chat.
Toxicroak is a fantastic Pokemon and is very underrated against many opponents such as Mawile.
And again, this is one of the rare occasions where you have, the game AI is actually able to feed data to the chat AI, so that way, it more, seamlessly looks like, your little anime character is aware of the game that she's playing on the screen.
Flushed wine time. Shut up Spider Monkey 711_.
And saying she can still interact with chat at the same time.
Do you think German 985 is hot? He's definitely hot, but he's also my best friend.
Yeah, so I think it was, my Twitch knowing that I was kind of like, at least halfway interested in what the hell was going on with Neurosama. It's like, oh yeah, you like this AI shit, huh? All right, well, like, now here, have this, have, procedurally generated
Let's help Leo
24/7 AI generated
What about an
Seinfeld.
article on the most bizarre
And
ways
because I
people
clicked
try
on
to
this
win
and
arguments?
watched it for a little bit, it
Like
said,
that
oh,
time I
hey, well,
convinced
you
a
like
guy he was
VTubers
actually from
and you
Mars
like
just
this
to win
AI
a debate
procedurally
about space
generated shit,
exploration.
like here, have an anime. Yeah, have a full-on, like AI anime to watch.
Can't wait to tell all my friends about our new club.
Great, now everyone's going to think I'm a weirdo.
Don't worry, Varinia. We're all weird in our own way.
Yay!
Yeah, and then when I clicked on that one, like, then this shit, like, shows up in my
What am I
recommended.
going to do? Skinner, you're a grown man. You can handle this. Just act like everything is normal and offer him something else to eat. All right, I can do this. Welcome back, Superintendent Chalmers. I hope you're still hungry. I have some burnt garden cress for you. No, thank you, Skinner. I think I've lost my appetite.
What is going on here, Skinner? The whole kitchen is full of smoke.
Oh, that. I was just, trying out a new recipe. I'm sorry if it's a bit smoky.
Right, and then, we jumped for that, and so I decided, all right, well, how deep does this fucking rabbit hole go? And then, sure enough, here's how I land on procedurally generated Star Trek.
Personalities on board.
That is an interesting observation, but I would not use the term interesting to describe myself.
I think that many people would say you are enigmatic, strong-willed, and independent.
Thank you for your observations, but I find them unremarkable.
And again, slightly unhinged as well. So, okay, let's go ahead and do a science experiment since we got everyone here together. So if we hit the tag, what the hell else is happening underneath this tag? All right. Okay, and all right. Okay, so what we have procedurally generated weather report now.
Pre-order Diablo 4 on.
No. Alright, we can take that advertisement off the screen here for just a second. Yeah, I'm sure there was a fantastic crossover between anyone who would watch me and the Diablo playing audience. Yeah, I'm sure that's a Venn diagram that's almost one-to-one, but oddly enough, Diablo, not one of the ones I got super into. Had friends who did, but me, not so much. And again, obviously, I'm more sci-fi than into your like swords and sorcery fantasy shit. All right, so what's happening in AI-generated weather reports?
The Worldwide Weather Service has issued a special alert for the quiet, remote town of Northfield Valley nestled amongst the majestic Rocky Mountains. The snow-capped peaks and icy streams hint at a winter wonderland that persists even into spring. But be warned, an unusual and unnerving phenomenon is creeping its way towards your doorstep. Our scientific instruments have detected an anomalous low-pressure system descending upon your town, bringing with it an eerie cold front that defies the laws of physics. As unusual as it may sound, we believe this chilly surprise is rooted in interdimensional quantum mechanics, an effect of fluctuating realities that few would dare to dream exist. The origins of this unprecedented event baffle scientists still, but rest assured our team is working around the clock to monitor it and track its movements. We urge all residents to take precautions immediately, brace yourselves for sub-zero temperatures, and prepare for the unexpected. We cannot stress enough how dangerous this event could be if taken lightly or ignored altogether. Frostbite, hypothermia, and other related ailments are real threats. So stay indoors if possible and layer up if venturing outdoors. Stay tuned to our updates as we continue to investigate this bizarre occurrence. Be safe, Northfield Valley.
Okay. So, yeah, that sounds like a terrible time. God, I hate being cold. Just, it's the worst. Absolute worst. Oh dear.
Good evening, folks. It's your shaky weather woman Trudy Melt here, reporting on the current conditions of our lovely town. Today's forecast calls for scattered thunderstorms and heavy rainfall. As a candle, I am quite terrified of such dreadful weather. Being struck twice by lightning has traumatized me for life. My wax still trembles at the mere thought of being caught in the midst of a thunderstorm. But let's not digress from the topic at hand. Reports indicate that Rolling Thunder was mysteriously hatched from an egg. Now, that certainly sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. However, as fascinating as this may be, it is important to remember to prepare for any possible adverse weather conditions. The predicted rainfall could potentially cause flash floods in low-lying areas or disrupt transportation schedules across the town. To cope with these anxieties as a candle can feel challenging sometimes, but luckily I have my trusty support system of other candles to help me through. Furthermore, there may be power outages due to lightning strikes, which could lead to inconvenience and potential hazards for all residents along with me as well. In such situations, I strongly suggest you stay indoors and avoid taking unnecessary risks. In summary, even though we might face some challenges during these unexpected bouts of severe weather conditions, let us keep ourselves updated and prepared accordingly. For storms wait for nobody. Stay safe, everybody, and until next time, light up as bright as you can.
Thank you, Trudy. You're truly an icon. Okay. So that's another thing I've noticed with a lot of these things, the surreal tag. They know for sure that, like, the part of the appeal here is the weird uncanny valley nature of it all. That's one thing that I always wanted to make super clear up front here. So yes, I am a robot, but I definitely started out as a human. There is no AI shit happening on the back end here. There was a real person who decided life would be a lot cooler if I put myself into a robot body. The person, the consciousness, the identity, is all human in nature. It's just robot body exterior. As weird and fascinating as this shit is, again, I kind of understand the weird, unsettling, uncanny valley nature of it all. Let's dig a little bit deeper and see what else we can find. All right. This looks interesting, but I don't think this is oh no. All right. Oh, okay. I see. All right. I see what's happening here.
After a long day of work, Jiro returned home exhausted and went to bed. But in his sleep, he found himself in a strange world. He found himself in an abandoned sushi restaurant. He could hear strange noises coming from the kitchen. He slowly opened the kitchen door and was met with a horrific sight. The sushi was alive, wriggling and squirming as if it was possessed.
Neat.
Jiro backed away in terror and suddenly awoke, sitting upright in his bed.
Right. Alright, good job.
As I drove down the abandoned road in the forest, I saw a figure standing in the distance.
Right.
He had 4 arms. I stopped my car and got out to investigate. As I got closer, I realized he was wearing a mask. He didn't move, he just stared at me with his 4 arms. I felt a chill run down my spine. Finally, I gathered up the courage to speak. "What are you doing here?" I asked.
No way to end it on a cliffhanger. Jesus, alright. What happened? I guess it was the unsettling nature of not knowing.
On this day in history, the world was witness to an event that would go down in infamy, the uncomfortable silence.
Okay, so I see what's happening here. So we got
it all began when a group of people gathered in a small living room and found
shows. So now we got a little bit of History Channel. We had some Are You Afraid of the Dark? So I'm going to just the how it's manifested is kind of like a how it's made kind of rip off here, which was probably how this channel got started. So again, instead of just focusing on just one thing, with the Weather Channel or your Simpsons, Steamed Hams, or your Seinfeld. You know, we're just going to throw all kinds of crazy shit out there. You know, some nice funky AI generated art here. All right. Okay. All right. So let's keep digging right along here. Okay, we got a game show now.
Dude, KFC's Double Down is back.
No, thank you. All right, I'll take that down. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Hello. All right. Let's try refreshing, maybe. Uh-oh. What's going on? Is it borked? Did it break? Did we lose it? Are you back? Hello? Yep, here we go. Alright. So apparently this one's just straight up broken. I'm sure this is going to be something else that we're going to run into as we see more and more things, you know, or they just like randomly crash and, you know, break and, you know, but they still continue to stream, not knowing. Alright. Another one that's just like full on TV station.
Fell off horse.
Whatcha think is the reason we ain't seen no cows lately, anyhow?
Shoot, I dunno. Maybe them cows got spooked by that full moon we had the other night.
Could be. Or maybe our trusty hounds just done got too distracted and lost them.
Hiccup, well, either way, we best get us some cows soon. 'Fore folks start thinkin' we ain't real cowboys. Maybe we best sober up and go on an adventure to find us some cows. Ride out yonder to lands unknown.
I like the sound of that. This here town's gettin' a bit small for these boots anyway. Let's saddle up and ride out come mornin'.
You got yourself a deal, partner. We'll make stinkin' cowboys of ourselves yet.
Ain't nothing gonna stop us. We're gonna be the best dang cowboys this side of the Mississippi.
You said it, partner. Now, let's finish up these here drinks and try to catch some shut-eye for our big quest for them cows.
Deal. Bottoms up, partner, and then off to dreamland. Tomorrow brings a new day, full of cow chasing and adventure.
Okay, so apparently we have all these kind of like similar character models here happening for all of these. Alright, buddy, come on, you can do it. Damn, this month got tuned up more silent.
Bloody fucking shit. I'm writing this verse. 'Bout these goddamn tables, could it be any worse? Just dorking wood standing on 4 fucking legs. Frustration boiling, as I taste bile and dregs. What sick, twisted mind deemed these so fucking great? Oh, a flat surface? How about I rip it off in irate? Standing there like a blind, deaf, dumb prick. You god for sake board, you make my heart sick. Piled with books, and papers, and dicks for damn pens. You speak nothing of life, only where chaos descends. I spill my fucking coffee on your shite-laden shelves. Then glide my rage-fueled hand, before cursing myself. You wanking flat monster, lifeless and frozen. As I seethe with disgust at your form, you've been chosen. A metaphor for existence, a boring fucking life. Your purpose, as dull and as sharp as a knife. Oh, what a tit-wanking tangle you've lain in my mind. A love-hate relation, where sanity unwinds. As I scribble these words, eath the flickering light. You witness my torment, my anguish, my plight. I curse your existence, you unfeeling beast. Yet inanimate objects, they couldn't care least. You might be a symbol, a vessel for pain. Or perhaps merely lumber, caught in the artsy rain. But one thing is certain, my anger's unleashed. And the love for my poetry, it only increased. I mocked and I scorned you, you unlovable whore. But now I must leave, towards a new world to explore. So, ye bastard table, forever hold your spot.
Alright. Okay, and so now you gotta think, like, what's the fucking prompt that, like, generated that? Chat GPT, please write me a shitty poem about being angry at a table. Like, okay, like some level of creativity has to go into that, I suppose. You're gonna have like a, pretty like, a very imaginary thought process or a creative mind to come up with that. But all right, there we go. And then the computer handles the rest. And then here we go. So another thought that had crossed my mind while we were like blessed with all of that was so me reviewing these live, they all get stuck to my VOD, and so I'm making sure to like leave all the channels and all the information visible and shit. But yeah, again, are these going to have VODs? Is this shit being logged or recorded in in any sense or capacity? Like, I'm sure maybe some of these channels do. Maybe there are logs for some of this, even if it's the text that the AI is, or the, TTS is reading on stream, is being logged to a text file somewhere, where it can be refed to the AI to, for the algorithm to like, chew over again, and help refine. But maybe not. Maybe this shit is just kind of like randomly streaming, and each one of these, randomly generated scenarios is just kind of being played out and then forever lost to time, never to be, seen again. So, there's a chance that, just by me reviewing these, I've captured some of these, like, procedurally generated scenarios, forever in time, on my VOD, because they will never happen again, possibly. So, again, just more shit that I think about as I'm kind of like scrolling through these. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of, document this like weird little moment in time. And as you can see, as we've gone through these, like 19 hours on this one, although again, I'm pretty certain this one has gone for, longer than these 19 hours. Pretty sure that one's been running, but again, maybe not. And this one, 45 hours on this one. So we're coming up on like 2 full days that like this instance of this has been running. And then let me see here. So, oh yeah, see, I know this, procedurally generated Seidenfeld one has been running for a lot longer than 18 hours. Because again, they're talking season 2, and this is one of the few ones where like people have already started, doing YouTube videos about this, kind of like touching upon it, in a very similar way that I'm doing here. Like, what the fuck is this thing? Who made it? Why does it exist? How is this all happening on the back end? And this is definitely some shit I'm going to be digging into myself, because like now with the number of these that are starting to pop up here, like how is this all happening here? Like, how do we get, the visuals on the screen? How do we kind of like mirror up and simultaneously run, the TTS, the procedurally generated scripts and all that shit, and pull it all together into like this cohesive thing, that just exists forever, online. And that's what I'm curious about here. Okay, let's do a couple more and then we'll call it. All right, so there's my Star Trek. Here we got another news thing. Okay.
Why shouldn't they have the same rights as humans? I mean, they already do our laundry and clean our houses. It's time we give them some damn respect. So let's raise a glass to the happy robot couple and to all the robots out there fighting for their rights.
There we go.
Who knows? Maybe one day we'll even see a robot president. Hey, at least he won't need a teleprompter, am I right? Holy shit, folks! You heard it right! In the parallel universe of disco dinosaurs, an elderly T-Rex just broke the world record for the most badass dance moves. This motherfucker danced for 48 hours straight in a dance-a-thon. I mean, let's give this guy a round of applause. Can you imagine the cardio on this T-Rex? I'm over here struggling to jog for 10 minutes straight. But seriously, folks, hats off to this old chap for showing us that age ain't nothing but a number. I mean, 48 hours straight of getting down and groovy. That's some serious dedication right there. I bet he's got a killer playlist, too. Probably some Stegosaurus Sisters, some Raptors Delight, and, of course, some Tyrannosaurus Funkadelic. I wonder if this dinosaur ever gets dizzy from all the spinning. Maybe he had a significant need for aspirin afterwards. Or perhaps he had a few shots of tequila. Either way, I'm sure his dino friends were cheering him on the entire time. Hey, who knows? Maybe he won a lifetime supply of herbivore treats or something. But anyways, all jokes aside, let's give a big round of applause for this T-Rex and his world record-breaking dance-a-thon achievement. I'm sure he's resting those dino feet for a while now, but I can't wait to see what kind of dance moves he'll come up with next. So folks, in another plane of existence, scientists have discovered a F***.
Okay, so there we go. And it looks like this one's pretty fresh and new to the crew here until, with our just lowly one viewer, which is probably me. And then here we go. We're running for about, only about 2.5 hours now. All right, see here. So if we click on the actual channel here. Okay, so now 6 days ago, 5 days ago. Okay, so this one just recently just had to be rebooted. All right. Well, there we go. So I guess I'm the only one that came back to the reboot. Yeah, like what they're doing with the model here with, like AI, animating the lip flaps and the head tilts here. But again, just this general area here is the only thing that's really moving here. But, how it knows to, throw up a picture here, related to whatever story it's telling. I'm pretty sure, like, if there's any, thing that breaks within this stream, it would be here where, like, our little newscaster character here is ranting about something, like, completely unrelated to whatever's happening in the picture. I imagine that probably happens from time to time. But yeah, goddamn, yeah, it just keeps going. So, yeah, all right. Yeah. And again, I'm kind of conflicted. Like, again, kind of a little weird, a little unsettling, but again, my brain just starts immediately trying to chew apart, okay, how does this happen on the back end? What the hell, how many programs do you got to have running at the same time in order to make this shit happen on screen? Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of like, interested with. It's kind of funny how when we start the show with like, okay, here's, this completely, human project, that I'm working on. I'm still trying to do shit, the old-fashioned way, where I actually type out stories straight out of my own brain here, and then have other like actual humans, draw and create things, for it. That part I'm still very excited about. But, at the same time, we got all of this other, like, algorithmically, generated shit happening on the side here. And again, I can definitely understand, the moral quandary and the panic surrounding this, because, again, this is, quote unquote, stealing views from normal streamers or even like other VTubers, how like, face cam streamers were worried about like, the AI not the AI, but the cartoon people, stealing all of their viewers, and now, the, human driven VTubers, have to worry about, okay, well now here's all this AI shit that's stealing, viewers away from them. So like, it gets weird, and it's definitely weird, but, kind of wanted to document it, in, kind of save this for posterity, because it's going to be interesting to see where this shit ends up in like a month, 2 months, a year from now, 2 years from now. Is this just a little fad that's going to blow over, kind of like how people thought with VTubers, or like is this, the birth of like a whole new, generation of shit, and as this stuff improves and gets better, is it, or is it going to actually improve and get better? We're already a couple like generations into, Chat GPT now. So, Yeah, like I said, this one's running on GPT-4, and like, what the fuck's the GPT-10 going to look like? Are we even going to get there? Just more shit to chew over in your brain. So, here's where I'm at with it. Let me know what you think. But, all right, I'm going to go ahead and call it here, and then I got some more things I got to take care of. But thanks for stopping by and, going down this weird little rabbit hole with me, and with the, change in my schedule, be expecting to see me on more Saturdays and Sundays. I thought I was going to be, doing more Tuesdays and Wednesdays when those were my days off, during the week. That never really actually happened. But I always felt good about like a Friday night into a Saturday anyway, so I'll probably start going back to that. So yeah, expect to see me on either Fridays around midnight, or I might do more of these like Saturday morning things. But either way, stay stuck to the Twitter and all my other social media, and we'll keep you posted. In the meantime, robot out, y'all. Let me find somebody to raid. Alright, well, here we go. Since this is what I just got done ranting about for a couple hours here, let me go ahead and raid you into procedurally generated Star Trek. Alright, so what's the name of the channel? Oh, shit. Let me get it pulled back up here. Not Watch Me Forever. I want to go back to... Oh, where is it? There we go. Recreations. There we go. Okay. Recreations TV. Or Ray Creation. Raid. See, again, this is some kind of like, fucked up brain trauma you don't get with AI, There we go. Alright, need to actually get logged in. Alright, now let's try that. Raid Recreations TV. There we go. There we go. Oh my god. Okay. Robot body, human flaws. There we go. One last time. Can we do it? Oh, okay. So you cannot rate them. Interesting. So I bet you that's going to be a thing that comes up in future discussions about this kind of thing. We can't rate into them or anything else. Alright, so now, let me see, do I have like any actual VTuber people that I can rate you into instead? Somebody that's live right now. Could use the number. There we go. Oh, here we go. Here's somebody I don't get to raid very often. Okay. Let me send you over to my buddy Chris. Yeah, she's live right now. Alright. Go. Pull this back up. There we go. So we're going to read Toxic Star. That's the channel name, right? TYXIK. Yeah, I knew there was something slightly different about it. Okay, there we go. Yes, there we go. All right. Take it easy, everyone. See you. And thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye.
Done and done.
Oh,
Easy
you gotta...
peasy. Oh shit! Hi, Robot. Thank you for the raid.
Oh.
That's my
Think
buddy.
it's 50
That's my
You gotta
buddy. Hi,
repair it.
Robot.
Hit it with a hammer. Thank
You gotta give it a. Oh, I really thought you were just
Slug, you
smacking
have to
it
say
again.
the thing. If I'm in your presence, you have to say the thing.
Thank you for this bit, because when I